Welcome back to Elevation 44. I'm B for those of you who are new. Welcome to the channel. And if you're returning, welcome back, family. Today we are getting all into our last chakra healing video. I'm so sad. I'm sad that it's over. It's like we just started and we're already at the end, okay? So if you are new, I will say we started this chakra healing series actually a few weeks back. We started with the root chakra and we worked our way up to this final chakra, which is the crown chakra, okay? So basically each video we've gone through, what it looks like to have a imbalanced root chakra or solar plexus chakra, or whatever chakra it is. We talked about the imbalances, we talked about the causes, we talked about ways to come into balance so that we can ultimately have our chakras be in alignment so that we could really be moving and grooving and doing some things here, okay? Because these blockages, these imbalances actually limit us. It limits our thinking. It limits us from being able to manifest, from being able to making our dreams and our desires come true, from being able to heal. So we've been trying to heal these chakras and bring them into balance so that we can do all of these things. So this is what the whole series was about. And like I said, we started with the root chakra. And if you have not started there, I would encourage you to go back and start there, because the root chakra really is the gateway. It's like the key, the front door that unlocks, everything else. You can't even get into the house and get into the other floors of the other chakras until you open up that front door and get inside. So the root chakra is definitely where you need to start, okay? So for those of you who are caught up, let's talk about the crown chakra, okay? Because this is our 7th and final chakra. And let's just get into the facts really quick, okay? So this chakra is all about wisdom and enlightenment. This is the final stop, okay? I mean, there are many other chakras in our bodies, but these are the 7 major ones and the most popular ones that we focus on, okay? So in terms of this 7th chakra, which is right here at the crown, the top of your head, okay, is what connects your consciousness to the higher level consciousness, to the universal consciousness. This is where our wisdom, our enlightenment comes from, okay? So the color that is associated with this chakra is purple, like violet purple, okay? White and gold. So 3 colors. Like all the other chakras, we had only 1 color to identify. But this one has 3 colors. Now, the reason why white is one of the colors that this chakra embodies is because it includes white. The color white actually includes all the colors in the spectrum within it, okay? So, that is very telling of what this chakra is. This is literally, like I said, the final stop. You've gone through all of the chakras, starting with the root coming up, now this is the final stop. So it does make sense that it contains a little piece of all of those, right, within it. So this is like kind of, you got your entry and you got your exit point, okay? So that is how I like to think of it, okay? So the element that is associated with this chakra is thought, okay? And the affirmation is I know or I understand, okay? This is where we're getting our divine wisdom from, okay? The life lesson here is to experience the divine meaning of life, okay? What is this all about? Why am I here? What's the purpose? What am I doing here? How does this all connect? That is literally what comes into focus and becomes very clear when your crown chakra is balanced and in a good place, okay? So the crown chakra is responsible for feeling unity with everything around you, seen and unseen, okay? So this is really the unity, the peace, the harmony between the material, which is the physical world, and the spiritual world, the unseen world, okay? It is where your individual consciousness, like I said, meets or connects with that universal, that higher level consciousness. It's your higher self, and it's you and your higher self literally coming together, okay? And this is the gateway between the physical body and the soul, all right? So this is everything with the crown chakra. Now let's talk about what it looks like when it's balanced versus when it's imbalanced, okay? So when it's balanced, we understand ourselves, we understand the purpose of our experience here. We feel connected to source energy, so source, creator, God, the divine, or whatever you want to call that energy. We also have a heightened awareness. We easily elevate our consciousness. We can see the beauty and divinity in all things, okay? And we feel serene, we feel a deep sense of peace in life, and we're open-minded, okay? Now, on the flip side, when this chakra is imbalanced, okay, which could mean it could be underactive, it could be blocked, right? Or it can be overactive. Here are some of the qualities of that. We can feel mental fog, scattered. We can have a lack of empathy. We could feel alienated, or we alienate ourselves, or, you know, single ourselves out and kind of keep ourselves tucked away from everybody else. There's a sense of greed and being materialistic. We can have a superiority complex, or, you know, issues with an inflated ego. We could be very rigid in our thinking, closed-minded, bored and unable to find meaning in life. Lacking purpose and direction, can have fatigue and spiritual disconnection, okay? So that is a lot, and that is a lot. I feel like a lot of people could say that at one point or another that they've struggled with, or maybe continually struggle with, okay? We all have different things that we struggle with at different times, and these things can come back to visit you at any particular point. That's why it's so important to just have this information and know like what these things are, so you can identify them quickly and literally address them quickly, okay? Now, the cause of imbalances, or the cause of imbalance in this particular chakra, are coming from three major things. The first one is living in stressful environments. And I mean, this whole construct of this experience, okay, is especially when you're living in certain areas of the world, it's a stressful ass experience. Let's just be honest. There are beautiful, beautiful, great moments in life, but there's a lot of stress too. There's a lot of stress to keep up, to just be able to put food on the table, just to be able to have your mental sanity, just to be able, there's just lots of stressors in so many different areas. It's like a pressure cooker. It's like we are in a constant pressure cooker being, you know, constantly refined. And we have to go through those challenges in order to grow and to ascend and to learn certain lessons, right? Because growth doesn't happen in your comfort zone. Growth doesn't happen when things are all good and life is just easy breezy. That's not where growth comes from. That's not why we came here. We came here to learn certain things. And yes, we came to experience beautiful moments, but we also came for tough lessons too, so that we can gain those lessons and our soul can evolve in that type of way. So being in stressful environments is something that more of us deal with than not, right? So being in a stressful environment is definitely one of the number one causes of this. Unresolved trauma, again, goes hand in hand with that stressful environment and those tough lessons and those tough things that we experience, sometimes that we can't even comprehend in our human form why this is happening to us, right? But again, when you tap into that higher form of self, you're able to get a perspective that can take you out just for a second out of that human experience and that human mindset of, why do I have to suffer? Why does it have to be me? Why did it have to happen this way? And you get to see it from a higher purpose level, okay? Another thing is cause of imbalance is ego. Ego inflation, ego dominance, where we have been conditioned to feel and believe that we are separate, isolated individuals. It's all about competition. It's all about me versus you. It's all about, you know, your neck or my neck, right? Kill or be killed. That literally has bred a superiority complex in many ways, where you feel like you're better than certain people, you're competing for certain things. You know, it's just overinflation of the ego. And this is what really drives a wedge between your lower self and your higher self, because then your lower self, right, is just running the full show. And there's nothing wrong with the lower self. It's not a bad part of yourself. It just needs to, it has its role, and it has to be in balance, and it has to play its role. So if it's doing and running the entire show, you know what I mean? That is going to keep you from connecting to that higher level consciousness, to gaining that wisdom, to understanding what this really all is about, okay? So when you're separating and not coming together, because when we really understand the higher level perspective of everything, we understand that we are one. This is all one, like it's almost like one thread being woven through everything. It's like the same thread that is being woven through you, through me, through this camera, through this chair. It's that same energy, okay? It's my belief, it's just source, okay, that has literally been embedded in all of us, experiencing itself and sending data up to itself, okay? So it's source experiencing through us. So we are just an extension of source, and that's why I say we are all made of the same energy. And so that's how I like to think of it, and that connectivity a part of it. But if you are so stuck in that egotistical mindset where you're letting that ego dominance win, you're going to see everything as separate and, isolated and standalone. And really it's about we, not just me, So I hope that makes sense in terms of what the causes of imbalance are. So some of the body parts that are associated with this crown chakra are your muscular system, your skin, your skeletal system, your central nervous system, your cerebral cortex, and your pineal gland, okay? The physical symptoms that you can feel from a blocked crown chakra is chronic exhaustion, extreme sensitivity to light and sound, etc., and confusion, okay? So you have a lot of people who either have an overactive or an underactive crown chakra, and definitely display, especially the sensitivity, that extreme sensitivity. I have definitely had that where I believe my crown chakra was actually overactive, and I had extreme sensitivity to light and sound for a very, very long time. It was kind of painful. So it definitely can be a very uncomfortable thing. So now that we've identified what it looks like for our crown chakra to be out of balance versus imbalance, now let's talk about how we can bring some balance in to our crown chakra. Now, the first thing that we're going to talk about are some of the crystals that you can use for the crown chakra, and I'm only going to recommend two. The first one is moonstone, and moonstone is excellent. It's an excellent crystal for diving and connecting into your intuition, okay? Now, when we talk about intuition is nothing but your higher self, that higher level consciousness talking to you. So to be able to be receptive to that, to be able to, tap into that, moonstone will help you kind of open that up. So I would definitely recommend moonstone as one of those crystals that you work with. And then the other crystal that I would recommend you working with is clear quartz. And I brought up clear quartz in the last video and when we were talking about our third eye, but clear quartz is an excellent crystal just because, number one, it's the universal crystal. You can program it to be anything that you need at any particular point. So it could take the place of any crystal. But it is very, very powerful. It's the crystal that was used in the pyramids by, in all kinds of crazy advanced technology by ancient civilizations. So clear quartz is a very, very powerful receiver of information, okay? So don't underestimate how powerful clear quartz can be for helping you balance and opening up that crown chakra, okay? Now, some of the herbs that I recommend are chamomile, clary sage, gotu kola, holy basil, ginkgo, ginseng, and copal. If you can get your hands on some copal resin, burning that incense, okay? That smoke, that incense is definitely going to help you bring, balance and help you clear that crown chakra area, okay? Now, there are only two rituals that I can recommend from my experience on the crown chakra and even in my research. But before you do these, like I said, I'm going to mention again, you have to, work on the other 6 chakras and bring those into balance before you really can tackle the 7th chakra, okay? If those chakras are not in balance, it's going to be impossible to get your seventh chakra to be in great alignment. Okay, so make sure that you're working on those other chakras, because this is the exit door. Okay, and exit door not in the sense of that you're going somewhere, you're going away, but this is the exit door to the higher level consciousness, right? And you can't get there if you haven't passed the other levels yet. So go back to the beginning, keep working, take your time. It's not a race. Okay, so anyway, the first thing that I'm going to recommend in terms of a ritual is meditation, because what better way to connect to higher level consciousness, to intuition, to hearing your higher self, to the divine, but then through meditation. Because the way that I see it is prayer is you talking to that higher source, and then meditation is allowing that higher source, that higher energy to download, to talk to you. So you're receiving information, okay? This is all about being receptive, right? So meditation is the best way to do that. Getting quiet, getting in a space where you can even have the opportunity to do that is what is going to be most important, okay? Now, one of the things you can do now, going back to that crystal quartz, that clear quartz that I was talking about, what I've done is sit out in the sun during my meditation and take that clear quartz and put it right on the crown of my head and literally sit in the sun and meditate and allow the light codes and the energy from the sun to power that crystal that's on top of my head and help that heal and bring balance to my crown chakra. And the downloads that come in when I do that are crazy, okay? So I'm just telling you now, it definitely works, okay? It's very, very receptive to energy. And information. And then the next thing that I would definitely suggest, just like when we start off the root chakra and we say we need to go into nature and we need to get grounded and we need to get connected, getting out into nature for the crown chakra is very beneficial, but it's beneficial in a different way, because we get to observe nature and see the beauty and the divinity in all things. We get to literally see the energy, that source energy, that higher, you know what I mean? That connects, that thread that I talked about, that weaves through everything, okay? So then you get to see the cycle, you get to observe the cycle of life by being in nature and seeing how this is all connected, and how how summer leads to fall, and how fall leads to winter, and how winter leads to spring, and how it's all interconnected, or how the butterflies and the caterpillars work with this insect, and how these animals, it literally is just an ecosystem, and it's a cycle that all works together, and you're not going to be able to really grasp that and take that in until you really get out into nature and see it and witness it and feel that, okay? So those are really the only two rituals I have for the crown chakra. It's really not that complicated, because once we get here, it's really about trusting and connecting and downloading. That's really it when we get to this particular chakra. So this is it for the series. Like I said, I'm so sad, but guess what? We have tons more things coming your way. I have so much more information now that I'm able to wrap up this chakra series. And before I wrap it up, I'm going to go ahead and do a quick plug. So this product is the crown chakra oil, and I have these chakra oils for each one of the chakras in the shop, 4t4.com. I'm going to go ahead and plug the link down below. But I actually have the oil and the tea, and this is great for helping you balance out these energy centers, okay? So you can get these products. They can help assist you as you're doing your chakra work. The way that I like to use the oil, and I don't know, I'm going to show you. I don't know if you guys can see. Okay, it's not focusing, but there's lots of herbs and crystals and different things that some things that we discuss are in here. And how I like to use this oil in particular, honestly, is I just take a little bit of it, and I literally just put some drops on my crown and I massage it in to that chakra. Oh my God, it smells so good. But and that's how I use mine for, keeping my crown chakra like balanced and in a healthy space and maintaining it. Or if I need to do some crown chakra work, I'll do that. I'll also put some like on the back where my pineal gland is, or I can dab it in different places. You can use it, you can slather it on your body, you can do it in all natural ingredients. So, you know, there's nothing here that's going to mess you up. So you can use it in a multitude of ways. But I definitely would recommend these products if you're someone who is struggling to, you know, bring balance to your chakras. You know, there's products for each one of the chakras. So check out the website if you get a chance and you're interested in all of that. So I just wanted to plug that just for those of you who are interested. Other than that, this is it. This is it. I hope that you all have enjoyed this series. I have enjoyed sharing this information. Whenever I share information, then I learn so much in the process, and it's just a win-win for all of us. So I've really been loving this style of series, and I'm excited to kind of get into other different types of series, different types of information. Like I said, I have another one in the works for you all right now, so there's something new coming soon. But continue to work on your chakras, continue to come back and reference these videos, because you may be in alignment on your, I don't know, on your root chakra now, but then you might find in 6 months from now is feeling off balance, right? So you have to continuously maintain and come back to these different practices. So, you know, definitely, you know, put a little save on these videos so that you can come back and reference them whenever you need to, okay? So I hope this has been helpful to all of you. Please let me know in the comments below how you've enjoyed this series, and what else you're looking forward to learning. I love you all, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.